or on the beach and then realise something's gone wrong with Streamlabs. So I'm not moving until we have action. Okay, looks like we have action. Let's head to the beach. Give you a bit of a long shot view that I always love to do. And you'll probably be able to tell from the colour of the sky, or the lack of sky. A lot of cloud cover today. I have actually worn quite a warm jumper, which in hindsight I might be halfway along the beach and thinking, bad move, but it's meant to get to 21 today, which is actually quite pleasant. But we just haven't had a summer. You know, the main island of Australia has been on fire. It's been flooding. Hello, Morgan. Yes, your exercise for the day. Let's go for a walk, gorgeous. Yeah, so my Facebook status yesterday was, summer, where the fuck have you gone? Because it's just not been very summery here. I've only been in the ocean, like, we're in the water, half a dozen times, maybe 8 times. And like last summer, I was in the water every morning before work, on the weekends. This time around, nope. Hey, just me. I was hoping you'd pop in and say hello. What's news? How are you spending your Sunday or Saturday evenings? What are you groovers doing? I've got a busy-ish day today because I'm selling my camper van. Gidget's been sold. I just haven't got to use her as much as I wanted to, and she's a 1975 VW converted van. She's got a bit of a rust issue, and I knew when I bought her I probably only had 3 years of her before I needed to get rid of her, and I've actually hung on to her for a year more than I planned to. And most of that year, apart from 2 really short trips away in her, we're putting a new engine into her. So I've spent so much money on her. I'll be lucky if I even get back 25% of what I paid for her. But, you know, I kind of have to think, well, add up how much all of those holidays would have cost you if you'd been paying for accommodation and so on. So it was still worth it, but at the moment she's just, you know, like a never-ending money hole that I just keep pouring money into. So hopefully some little backpacker will come along and go, oh, I could drive around Tassie for her in a year or 3 months or whatever. Hey, Kylie. Just me, major injuries, but surviving. What have you done? Have you done more than I already knew? I can't keep up with you, Tanny. We need to wrap you in bubble wrap. What's happened? Lady Pegasus, hello, beautiful. You've had the non-stop torrential rain for days straight. Winds are very strong. What a crazy summer we've all had, right? I was just reading about all the flooding. It's insane. We've gone from like super fires to super floods. And meanwhile down in Tassie, it's actually warmer than I thought. I've kind of foolishly worn a very warm jumper, which I can't take it off because I've got like a little white singlet on, and then I've got patterned leggings, and I'm not going to walk along the beach in leggings and a singlet. Jesus, it's a look and a half, or a tank top. No, not doing it. So I'll just have to be a little bit warmer. But I'm going to take my little sneakers off and paddle in the water. That'll cool me down a bit, I'm sure. Still raining in Vegas. Gorgeous sunny day in California. Yeah, share it, man. It's not sunny here at the moment, but we're meant to get to 21 degrees Celsius, which is pleasant. And I didn't want it to be too hot today because I've got to unload. Well, I've unloaded the van. I've just got to give it a really good clean, fill it up with petrol, write up a for sale sign, and then take it round to my friend Scotty, who's going to be the point of contact. He's a panel beater. He's all about vehicles. So he's going to be the seller for me, which is awesome. And Scotty's great. He's also the guy that comes to my house once a month and gives Biscuit her monthly shot for her arthritis. Such a great friend. He does like all the grotty jobs for me. So, bit of rain in Brizzy. I mean, we had a day last week that was 41 degrees Celsius. So, like, that's well over 100 Fahrenheit. Someone did the conversion last time. I think it was like 106 or 110 or something. Like, it was hot. And then the next day it snowed. And don't get me wrong, Tassie, we're known for 4 seasons in one day. And there's a saying down here, welcome to Tasmania. If you don't like the weather, come back in 5 minutes. But, you know, crazy, crazy heat one day and snow the next is just ridiculous. It's redonkulous. Yeah, Gidget's going. It's a shame, isn't it? Making room for new energy. I am, cuz. I am. I figured I still love going away in vans and stuff like that, but I figured because I'm just not using her as much as I wanted to, but also she's aging really badly, and anything on the coast, automobile sort of related, they rust and fall apart a lot quicker. And I'm kind of at the point where I might still get some money for her. So I'm sort of... I mean, she's converted by VW, so she's got a genuine VW pop top. And, okay, couple coming this way with a pram, a few surfers versus a cluster of folk ahead. I think we'll go the cluster of folk ahead. I don't want people with a baby getting all precious and... Where is that footage going? Why are you walking on the beach with a camera, you weirdo? It's just such an unfamiliar thing here. People don't know what to do. And I mean, Australians, we don't like being filmed. You watch Americans getting filmed all the time and they're like, woohoo! 15 minutes of fame, here we go. And we're like, get that camera out of my fucking face. Unless you work in TV in Australia or movies, people are not liking the camera in their face. Okay, let's do a water test. Yeah, that's brisk. It's not freezing, but it's not the 24 degrees it normally gets to when we have a hot summer. Oh, no, it's cold. Okay. Toughen up, Tori. Right, let's see what's going on in chat, and then I'll start walking and talking. All types of weather in Australia this year. Yeah, I agree, Kyle. It's been cray-cray. People are bringing out their jet skis and driving them on the flooded roads. Hey, when I lived in Vietnam, it flooded crazily because of a typhoon, and my ex and I, Jim and I, were walking waist deep in the water to get to shops, and all of our neighbours, Vietnamese neighbours, were like, don't do that, you stupid idiots. You're going to get either electrocuted or there'll be snakes in the water, or you'll get basically Ross River virus. And Jim and I were like, well, shit, we need supplies, you know. We had been locked up at home with a lot of supplies for longer than we'd expected. So when the second typhoon was coming, we had 3 times as much stuff. We didn't realise how long it takes for the water to go back down. But also when it does, you know, the streets were still declared unsafe for quite a while after that, till they get all the wires reconnected and everything cleaned away and sterilised and stuff. So yeah, but it was quite fun. We thought we were cool just walking through floodwater, and nah, not cool. But the things you'll do for some toilet paper, right? People have been bringing it just as, yeah. Morgan. People should be used to everyone having their phone out everywhere now. No, well, that's what I'm saying. We're not. Where the fuck is that little shit bazzer? I see him up ahead. He's up ahead. Oh, the people with the baby are walking quickly. Jesus. They're making me look slack. No surf club people. No, there's no surf carnival. I don't think. There might be something happening because it's a long weekend in Tassie. It's a Royal Hobart. No, it's not the show day. Yeah, it is. Regatta, sorry, not show. It's Hobart Regatta Day tomorrow. No one gives a flying fuck about it, but people are going. It's also Hobart Cup Day. So we've got a long weekend. Yay us. So there could be a surf. There's definitely a crowd gathering down outside the surf club. A bit far for you guys to probably see because it's quite dark. I'm trying to zoom in a bit. Don't know if that's helped at all, but anywho, we'll get down there. Let's walk down and see what's going on. But yeah, what was Morgan saying about the used to everyone getting their phones out? Yeah, I mean, look, we Australians, we're used to people having phones. We're just not used to people filming everything. Like, I'm walking along with, it's not actually a selfie stick, but it's a part of a contraption on a tripod that I use. So I used to use a bit at home if I was going live or doing little videos. And it's not actually a selfie stick, but just the fact that I'm walking along with something that looks kind of like a selfie stick, that's really uncool in Australia. People don't like them. We're not fans. We're used to everyone having phones. Just don't shove them in our faces. Kylie will go and find that little ship bazzer. It was on the TV news as well, the jet skis. Try and catch up a bit, hang on. Oh, I'm caught up now. Right, there's Bazza. Is he in shot? The chair, there he is, see him? G'day, fucker. So we found Bazza, and he's doing his usual cleaning himself, preening himself. I'm just going to stop here and chat with Bazza so this couple can walk behind me. But I do see Shazza further up the beach, playing hard to get as usual. It's a few, hallelujah, that water's cold. So there's your Bazza. Morgan, maybe I'm just always in super metro cities and airports, so everyone's always FaceTiming and videoing. Yeah, I mean, you see people in cafes and stuff in Australia that might be FaceTiming with people. That's not unusual. But me to be walking along a beach in a town that has a population between 2,000 and 3,000 people, that's the permanent population, but over summer it can double. It's not common. In fact, some of my walks, when I bump into people I know, they're like, oh, fuck, you're filming again. Yeah, you bet I am. Even my mates are like, Jesus, what are you doing? And I'm doing this like once a week. And I'm giving people the shit. So, yeah, the couple are now far ahead. Oh my God, you watched the beach walk on the telly. That would look amazing. Probably won't look so gorgeous. Well, I don't know. I like the beach when it's stormy and stuff like that. I'm walking along too with my, oh, the little thing just fell down. My keep cup. I've got a coffee. Oh, that's my news. I started keto a week ago. And please, if I become one of those fuckwits that's like CrossFitters or vegans and I talk keto all the time, tell me to fucking shut up. I'm pretty excited about it. I've really enjoyed this week. So I've got my coffee with cream. And I've lost 2.5 kilos in, well, I haven't weighed myself today, but I weighed myself yesterday. I've lost 2.5 kilos in 6 days. Probably all fluid, but holy shit, like I'm loving it. Food's tasty as. I haven't had to make a meal yet that's been more than half an hour. Not that I give a shit. I cook things that take 3 days to make, but yeah, I'm rocking it. I love it. But if I do start talking about keto all the time, tell me to shut the fuck up. Bazza is a handsome devil, Kylie. Oh, yeah, of course, Morgan. I mean, California, yeah. Like, I mean, this is 10 o'clock on a Sunday and it's busy. This is busy for us. If I'd been down here a bit earlier, but I was doing some meal planning. Shut up, Tori. If I'd been down here earlier, there probably would have been maybe the same number of people, or maybe maybe a few less. There definitely looks like there's something happening at the surf club, and you know, there's a few people down that way too. And there's also quite a few boats out fishing. When I say quite a few, I can now see 2. When I got down here, I could see 4. Kylie started school, how cute. So, not Kylie started school, your youngest, how cute. Good for a week though. Yeah, so you've worked out what the pounds are. Did you sit there and do a conversion, Morgan? Because I'm still trying to remember how to do it. I was trying to remember it the other day, but I use a website that's Swedish, so they have, they're cool. They've got, like, you know, the US stuff, but they've also got metric, and same for all the recipes, and the catering for everyone. Just me. My grandson, Thomas, took his phone out on a trip with the neighbour, and her son spent the whole time fixing his hair and taking selfies at night. Yeah, different generation to us, aren't they? There's photos of me. I mean, the thumbnail for this live is me smiling, but there's so many photos of me as a 2 or 3-year-old just giving mum the death look, like, get that camera out of my face. I've never liked them. Maybe that's why I'm so conscious of me walking along beaches and through festivals and parks and stuff filming. Maybe it's more my issue with cameras than anyone else's. But my point was more, like, say my Adelaide Fringe one, which I think has been taken down. One of them was because I stood too close to a DJ and got a copyright strike. But and I never organised to have the bit cropped out of it, which they offered to do. But I did that with another video, and it's still impending, so I don't know if it even works. But what was I going to say? Yeah, people are wary of cameras, and they sort of try to get around you and not be in shot. Whereas I've seen people walking through crowds in America, and everyone's like going straight up to the phones and going, yeah, more that. Kylie, can you do keto if you're veggie? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There's a vegetarian menu planner that I have spotted. I'm not doing that at the moment, but I probably eat vegetarian 4 days a week, usually. I think if you were vegan, however, you'd be fucked, because there's a lot of eggs, cream and cheese. And vegans don't do that stuff. So yeah, I don't think vegans can do keto. But vegetarian, yes, you can. There's a lot of, a shitload of vegetarian recipes. I mean, it depends. I did my research. I found a website and a group of people that really suited me, that I was happy to hang out with, and I'm getting so much from being on this particular website. But I mean, there's thousands to choose from, and if you start watching keto videos on YouTube, so many different people with so many different success stories saying, you know, this group says don't do this, but I'm saying do it, and blah blah blah. But I'm just sticking. I mean, I've lost the 2.5 kilos already, and I'm really doing it to get my energy back. So weight loss is going to be a bonus. Part of me thinks the weight that I'm losing is one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of energy, but I'm still recovering from adrenal burnout, so you know, there's some organs that need a bit of tweaking and so on. But I've got about 15 kilos to lose, or no, hang on, 12.5 kilos to lose. So, but yeah, I think, you know, just do your research and stick with what works for you. But the one that I'm on has a vegetarian meal planner, and yeah, like I said, probably 4 days a week. And even before keto, I was vegetarian for like, no, I wasn't vegetarian. I ate vegetarian only for like 4 or 5 days a week. But there's things on keto if you're not a vegetarian that you want to eat, like bacon. And everything's so tasty. I've done so many diets in the past where things have just tasted like cardboard, or stuff that I really love goes out. The reason keto is working for me is because I'm loving the food. I'm not missing the stuff that I can't have because they're giving me 10 times more of the stuff I love. If that makes sense. Oh, Carl's eats fish. So you're a pescatarian. Yeah, there's heaps of fish stuff. I'm trying to think of what I did this week that was fish. I had a smoked salmon avocado plate for lunch one day. Yeah, Morgan, you did. So 2.5 kilos, 5.5 pounds. Cool. What else? So just me, if I missed something. You had some food fun a couple of hours ago. You you need to do a cooking channel. Let everyone see how bad you are. Lady Pegasus. I looked online to find a keto diet menu, but all websites I found said I had to pay for it. Well, especially if you're only losing 3 to 5 kilos, you can find, like, the website that I am actually a member of. I signed up straight away because I knew I wanted to, well, I knew how much weight I had to lose. And I'd done my research and I knew I wanted to join, and I knew I'd be doing keto for more than 2 weeks. So, and they don't call keto a diet, they call it WOE, which is your way of eating, which is quite cool. Get rid of that nasty diet word. But on that particular website, you can do the first 2 weeks for free. So even though I'm a signed up member, I don't start paying. In fact, I think you can get, some of the videos I've watched said you can actually get up to 30 days free, and then the membership fee kicks in, but it's like $10 a month. So you could sign up for it and set up the first 2 weeks of your meal planner, and you can save them to your computer, print them off, and then unsubscribe or say, I don't want to become a member. And you could do those 2 weeks of meal plans like twice. So do like 4 weeks, do a month of it, and I reckon you'll lose that weight. How does that sound? But I also know there's I googled a lot of meal plans and stuff and started saving them to my computer and looking around at things, free ones, before I joined this website, because I've got to say I didn't actually find a lot of the food options. They weren't very creative, and it was sort of like, do some protein and do some green veggies and chuck a shitload of cream or butter on top. And then I stumbled across this website and I loved the meal plans, and that's why I ended up, I was just like, oh, bugger it, I'm just going to join it. So after the 2 weeks I'm doing, which is kind of detoxing and getting into ketosis, and having a fat adapted body. Now look, let's not talk about keto after I finish this sentence. But I'm in the first 2 weeks, and then I'm doing a 5-week challenge, and then after that there's a 10-week one. So yeah, I committed to do it for a year. I figure $10 a month for a year is worth it. I used to pay $50 a month for a gym membership, and I barely used it. So I know that I'm going to get more than $10 worth. I already feel like I've learned so much, and I already feel so much better, and I'm still in the free bit. So do that perhaps. Just me, I need to fill you in on the past 4 days. Okay, well, go for it. This is not going to be, we're not walking right down to Palmer. Hello, beautiful. Hi, Papa. Gorgeous dog. Offload, just me. That's what we're doing on the beach. What was that? There was something I didn't want to talk about. Oh, I wanted to talk about, I should have written his name down because I've forgotten it, and I knew I was going to. The Chinese doctor, the whistleblower who, went live and told the world about the coronavirus, and he was such a gorgeous guy, and he died, and I'm so gutted. Like, he was only 34 or 35. Oh, and I read this morning too, a mass shooting in Thailand. And when I was reading the article, because I was thinking, holy fucking mass shooting in Thailand, like this guy killed he was in the army and he killed 20 civilians in a shopping centre, and then another 31 are wounded. And I was going, wow, you don't hear about mass shootings coming out of Thailand. And then I was reading the article, and the police said it's the second mass shooting in a month. So I don't know how I missed the other one, but then I don't follow the news that closely. But yeah, horrible. How's that fluff butt biscuit? Thank you, Lee Wen Liang. So sad, Morgan. For full effect. Okay, well, we'll have to have a chat, Tanny. I still haven't spoken to Mem, to being there, so I've got a few people I have to chat to, but it won't be today, I'm afraid. I've got, a lot of crap to do to get Gidget ready for sale, and then I've also got to finish my study module for this week, because we start the new module on Mondays, and I've still got some study, and I've got my Valentine's Day special podcast episode to do too. It's just the three of us now wandering along. There is definitely a surf carnival happening. I can see a little marquee set up, and it's kind of curious to see how many people I got at this time of the day, but not that I want 500 people ever. I don't even really want 50. But, you know, I'm probably competing with all of the big Saturday night YouTube channels, I guess. Hi, Ruth. Hello. So Biscuit, yeah, she's still on a diet. She'll be on it for a while yet. I actually was meant to weigh her this morning and gave her breakfast, and then was like, oh shit, because I want to give her a fair advantage, you know. I don't take her to the city anymore for her weigh-ins or her injections, because it was getting so traumatic for her. Morning. There's so many gorgeous dogs. Look at this Saint Bernard. Gorgeous. The trips into town were too traumatic for her and for me, so now I've got my mate. I pick up the injections in town. Scott gives the Biscuit the shot once a month, and I'm supposed to do a monthly weigh-in and report back. But I'll do it in the morning, but I'll do it before she's had her breakfast, so that she gets in a bit of an advantage. You know, every decimal counts, right? Lee Wen Liang, so sad, but what an amazing man for what he did. The Thailand thing's crazy, Morgan. Yeah, it's an amazing story, isn't it, Lady Pegasus? It's like, whoa. Yeah, that's you buffering just me. There's no buffering happening. You love the name Biscuit. It's cute, isn't it? I mean, she already was called Biscuit. She's she's 9. She just turned 9 when I adopted her. Shazza. Playing hard to get. Actually, this is Bazza. Bazza's following me, because Shazza's just up there, hanging around the seaweed like her little stinky mole. Bazza. How you doing? More and more people coming down at the beach. Look at the beautiful glassy reflections on the waves that I always make you look at, because I love it so much. And you're all like, yeah, we see it. I just think it's gorgeous. And when you're out in the water and that happens, it's just, it's beautiful. What do you think, Baz? Yeah, I fucking love it too. Cool. Where's Shazza? She's up there being a slag near the seaweed. Yeah, I thought so. For anyone who's just joined me, welcome. My name is Tori, and I talk to seagulls. What's your skill? So the name Biscuit, yeah, that was her name when I got her, and she answers to it. So, but I love it too, Morgan, because every time people say it, that makes them smile. I mean, some jerk on my Facebook page the other day was like, oh, an overweight cat named Biscuit. Why is that not surprising? It's like, Well, she was actually overfed barbecued chicken by her second owner, not her first one who named her. But whatever. Poor Bicky. But Morgan, in Australia, what we call a biscuit, you guys would call a cookie. And what you guys call a biscuit in America, we call a scone. So, if she was an American cat, she'd be probably more likely to be called cookie. Because, or biscuit. Well, no, probably not. I don't know. I mean, we wouldn't call a cat in Australia scone. If you know what I'm saying. So I don't know if she'd be more likely to be called cookie or she'd just still be called biscuit and everyone would be like, biscuits and gravy? Boring. I don't know, but I love scones, so... But I wouldn't call a cat scone. And weirdly, a friend of mine, Christine, who, when I said I was contemplating getting a cat at 10 Lives and her name was Biscuit, Chris was like, I know Biscuit. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, she's kind of the face of the 10 Lives sort of social media, and she's been the office cat for nearly a year, blah, blah, blah. And then she said that she'd had a cat called Biscuit, which I did. I mean, I knew her when she had Biscuit. I'd just forgotten. But her Biscuit... was named Biscuit because she was a teacher and she asked her class to name the cat and they came up with the name Biscuit. How cute's that? And what I want to do is contact the girl that, like my Biscuit's first owner, and find out if maybe she was one of Chris's students. And when they named Chris's Biscuit, she was like, one day I'll have a cat and I will call her Biscuit too. I don't know, but it's cute and it makes people smile. A cat called Scone, I know. Morgan, I adopted my very overweight pug at 9. Her name was already Chili Cha-Cha. That's fucking excellent. I love the name Chili Cha-Cha, how cute. I love that pugs and chihuahuas, you know, often have like sort of Spanishy kind of names. Especially chihuahuas, like they're Pedro and... I don't know, for some reason that makes me laugh. That's a dog's name. Scone. Here, Scone. Hey, Scone. Exactly. I can't say the guy's name, but the company I work for, one of the IT guys has a name that I was determined if I got a pet, whether it was a cat or a dog, I was going to use his name, but I can't tell you what it is because I'll be doxing him. And it's one of those names that I'm pretty sure he is the only person in the entire world with this name. So, because it's just so random and unusual. Your bearded dragon is Taco. That's cute too. Alright, pet names. Who else has got pet names? Oh my god, I did have to laugh. I thought it was mean, but I did have to laugh at how Laura handled Hello Starlight being mean about Fluffer and Fluffer's going legal and all of that. I thought that was quite funny. You know, I don't really care for the drama on YouTube, but when you get little gems like that, it was pretty funny. Fluffer's going legal. We're not going to go right up to where the surf carnival is. We'll turn around at some point, but yeah, there's definitely a carnival of brewing, and the surf club's good value on a Sunday night, so there'll be quite a lot of people down here, and there'll be fire pots and stuff at night, which is lovely. But we'll turn around before we get right up there, because yeah, you know, walking along a beach with a camera and there's a heap of kids, that doesn't look good, even if you're a lady. Ruth had a chicken called CFD, chicken for dinner. Chicken for dinner, CFD. Lady Pegasus named her cat in her profile picture Stormy. Nice, Stormy. My dad was a federal politician, so for a period of time in our childhood, my mum and dad named our pets after the Prime Minister at the time's wives. which was actually a really cool idea until we got to Anita Keating, and then everyone was kind of like, we can't have a dog or a cat called Anita, so we named the chook Anita. Or I don't think we were getting another pet at that time, but we had a Tammy named after Tammy Fraser. We had a Sonia named after Sonia McMahon. We had a Hazel named after Hazel Hawke. We had a Maggie, which was short for Margaret, named after Margaret Whitlam. I think that might have been it. But yeah, we got to Paul Keating and Anita Keating, and that's when that trend stopped. In fact, the next pet we got was a lab who we named Chelsea, and then the Clintons came along with Chelsea Clinton, so we all made that tenuous link. But she was actually named Chelsea after the singer Chelsea Brown. There's my pet trivia for you, but I love pet names. I think most of you would know I'm a godmother to a cat called Kevin McTurd, right? And Kevin's got a feline sister Shirley and a canine sister Esme. And the girls that named the McTurd animals didn't realise that all of these names are characters from a country practice. I didn't know there was a Kevin. I knew there was a Shirley and an Esme. We have too many creatures to name. Yeah, and like I didn't have kids, so I name not only critters but also like all the possums, most of my birds, bits of furniture, my cars, everything's got names. Even Biscuit's toys, a lot of them have got names. Yeah, poor CFD, chicken for dinner. I'm actually thinking of, I'm starting up a little, well, I'm putting things in place to start up a little communications consultancy, and with my initials and communications on the end, the consultancy would be called THC. Should I do it? What do you think, guys? THC. No kids either, but live with kids and they collect every animal. Indeed, indeed. I was a good animal collector. I came home with a lamb and my mum was like, get fucked. No, we're not having a lamb, which will eventually become a sheep. But we had, when we were really little, we had goats. And they always had great names like Abigail and Matilda. I like that our goats had cool names like that. I'm just trying to think, there was a dude, Abraham, we had an Abraham too. Badger, Mayhew, hello, and Serenity B, Serenity B has snuck in. So glad to see you, Serenity B. Go for it, the THC, okay. Hi, Badger Mayhew, how are you doing? Lambikins. Well, it's really weird. The lamb ended up being called Tori because Mum gave it to her friend and one of her golf buddies who loved cleaning houses and used to clean Mum's house. And we were in a beach house. My mum was a fierce cleaner in that she would clean the house before a cleaning lady came over. Like, she was that kind of person. So we're in a beach house, so it was a bit beachy, but it was clean. But this friend of Mum's just loved cleaning houses, and she'd come over and just do like a fine detail cleaning that you do with like toothpicks and toothbrushes and tiny jobs. You know, those little... Like, Mum would have a good clean house happening, but we used to have a party. And Mum would say, let's have a party and then we'll do a big house clean the next day. It's weird, but... Alright, so THC for my business name, possibly. I think I should use my name as much as I don't want to. People keep saying, it's your brand. It's your brand. And because I did radio here for 7 years and I'm kind of from a well-known family, it sort of makes sense to use it, but I was really struggling to come up with names, and I sent a friend of mine a picture one day of Biscuit and I said, look at this little contented blob, and she's like, call your communications consultancy Contented Blob. And I've kept it because I think what I'm going to do is when people pay an invoice for me, they'll get a little acknowledgement of receipt of payment, and it'll have on there Contented Blob. As you know, you can put like on an invoice or on a receipt, you can put, and not when I say receipt, I mean an actual receipt, not a fucking screenshot. But you know, even I could change the email address so it gets sent to them by, you know, from the Contented Blob. Just me used to clean like that. Yeah, I would too if I had the time. Although, geez, some days I zone in on something. I'm like, I'm going to make you immaculate. Like I made my soda stream immaculate the other day. I get very fastidious sometimes with, you know, little projects where there's a lot of finer detail work happening. I reckon I'll get some interesting inquiries too, Morgan, if I call myself THC. It'll be interesting to see if I'm allowed to register it, actually. But it's essentially my name with communications on the end of it, so, you know. Contented Blob. Me too. I mean, I could do Contented Blob Communications and then it'd be CBC, but yeah, like someone was saying, I really should put my name in there somewhere. But if you get an email, you know, acknowledgement of payment or whatever from me, and it comes from Contented Blob, I'll find a way to do it so that it's included, because I don't know how many of you guys follow comedians and stuff, but one of my favourite comedians who had a massive fall from grace, but I still adore him for his comedy and his intelligence and so on. But Louis C.K., he did a routine about one of his daughters who was 3 at the time, and he ended up having a massive fight with her because she kept telling him that Fig Newton biscuits were actually called Pig Newtons. And it's hilarious. Like, it's a really good story. You should listen to it. Unless you've put a black line through all of the, you know, people who've been outed for being a bit pervy and weird and wrong. But I can still admire his art, despite the fact he liked to get his doodle out and show it to women. But he, the Pig Newton story is gold. But when you are a subscriber to him and his newsletters and stuff like that, if people paid, like I remember I downloaded a TV series that he did, and I only paid a small thing for it. Like, he never asked for a set amount. You could just offer whatever you could afford. But I got a receipt from Pig Newton, and to this day it still cracks me up. Hello, Andrew. This is Australia, Andrew. We're in Tasmania. Andrew doesn't like comedians. They're politicians. Huh? I wish politicians were funnier than they are from time to time. Although my brother has a really good sense of humour, and when he was in Parliament, he used to get so much shit if he cracked jokes. You should be taking this stuff seriously. He's like, well, I am, but I'm allowed to joke, aren't I? When it's not something serious. High horse. Is that to Lady Pegasus? Andrew's new. So yeah, we're walking on a beach in Tassie in Australia, Andrew. It's Sunday morning. It's about 10:30, 10:40. It's probably about 18 degrees Celsius, maybe a bit more. The sun is actually permeating the clouds and it's quite warm. And I'm wearing a big loose floppy jumper, but it's part merino, so I'm a bit toasty. I'm a comedian, but that's okay, Andrew. You're still welcome here, even if you don't like comedians. I'm a comedian from a political family. You might want to leave. No, you won't. You can stay. But isn't that funny? Don't like comedians, politicians. Yeah, 2 strikes. I'm not a politician though. Does that save my ass? Now, Bazza and Shazza, the resident seagulls, the 2 of them are just like chilling out together. Well, they were until that dog came along. There's Bazza. What a fine specimen. So, Andrew, we've got some, it looks quite wild. It's actually quite calm today. Or do you mean wild as in not a lot of houses and stuff? It's a pretty beautiful beach. And it is a surf beach. There's better surf at the end, up the bluff, where the bluff is. But all the way along the middle is good fun on boogie boards and... the water's actually really warm now. I don't know if it's because I'm used to it or if it's actually warmed up a bit. Now there is a part on the beach, we might have missed it, where you can actually see my house up on the hill, and if I haven't passed it, I'll zoom up and you can see my house on the hill. Free as a seagull, but alone on the beach. What is warm water temps for us? Well, I mean, I'm in Tassie, which is, you know, the most southern part of Australia. So we don't get to like crazy water temperatures, but this particular beach in summer averages between 17 and 24 degrees Celsius. So jump on your little temperature converter, which is actually warm, but not hot. I can't stand it if you go somewhere tropical and it's really hot and humid and you're all sweaty and gross and all you want to do is jump in the water and cool off, and you jump in the water and it's like a lukewarm bath. Ugh, it's gross, man. It is a great day, Andrew, yeah. I actually put on Facebook yesterday, my status was, hey summer, where the fuck did you go? Because it's gone. Although, I mean, it's not a cold day today, but 21 isn't a hot summer's day either. You know, like 32 is a nice summer's day, Celsius. 21's a bit kind of autumny. And because summer didn't kick in till late, everyone's going, oh, we're going to have one of those beautiful long hot Indian summers like we had last year. Well, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. We had a summer where every day for, it felt like 3 or 4 months, it was like 28 to between 28 and 32 degrees every day. Oh my God, or 26 I think it was. Might have been between 26 and 30 every day for like just week after week after week. Blue sky. So like it was incredible because Tassie's a moody little island. 4 seasons in one day here. Yeah, it is quite warm, Morgan, but this is also the warmest beach in summer for water temperatures. I met an oceanographer at a lunch about 6 or 8 years ago, and he was telling me that he's part of this online community where everyone's got 6 beaches and they go and take the temperature in the water. I'm not sure if it's every day or once a week, and then they upload all the info onto this website. And we were talking about a beach up the east coast, and I was saying how warm the water was, and he's like, well, actually no, the warmest water on a beach in Tassie is Carlton Park Beach. And I was like, it was 5 years ago, and I was like, oh, I've just built a house down there. And then he said, yeah, but we also record some of the coldest temperatures, water temperatures in winter. But that being said, people surf here all year round, so, and no one's wearing like 7 or 9 mil wetsuits. Everyone's in sort of 5 mil wetsuits. So it's not like, you know, crazy cold. Very calming, Tori, listening to your voice and sounds of the sea. Oh, thank you, Serenity Bee. I often think my voice is a bit whiny. Even when I smile, like when I'm recording my podcast, I try to smile the whole time so that I don't sound grumpy. And I know I can get really monotone. Really monotone. So run into the sea, says Andrew. Yeah, I value my phone too much. I'm not running into no sea. It's not that warm here today. I mean, it's not cold, but you run into the sea. Like, if I went for a swim today, I would wear a wetsuit, if that gives you some perspective. Not because it's really, really, really cold, but because I'd want to stay in the water for more than 3 minutes. Like if I had bathers on, I'd literally run in, go under and run back out. Whereas if I had a wetsuit on, there's a chance I'd actually stay in the water for more than 3 minutes. Oh, you're in London, Andrew. Lovely to have you with us. Little UK thing. Why do I wobble when I walk? What do you mean? Is the camera wobbling? I thought I'd tightened everything. Why do you wobble when you walk? I don't know if that's a rude question or not. Meanwhile, just me is falling asleep to me. I don't know if that's a good idea. Is it because I'm not holding it still? Do you want me to... I guess I'm not that focused on it. I'm just chatting and walking and drinking coffee. And what, I've got to hold this thing still too? Jesus. I was thinking about getting a GoPro and putting it on a hat on top of my head, but I reckon you'd still get a bit of wobble from that because I move my head around a lot. I don't know if Andrew's asking if the camera's wobbling, why that's wobbling, or if it's me that's wobbling. And yeah, a little bit of me is. What we usually do on these beach walks, Andrew, is we get to the end of the walk and I sit down and hold the camera really still and have a little chat. So if you stick around for that, in fact, I'm trying to find, how do I flip it around? Hi, why do I wobble when I walk? Well, I'm walking on the soft surface. There's some water there. And I'm holding my phone on a little, it's not a selfie stick, it's like the top half of a tripod. Why do I wobble? I've got a little bit of excess fat. I don't know, Andrew, they're the answers I've got. I hope at least one of them satisfies you. Now how do I get that off my screen? Just me forgot to go to bed. Oh my God, you listen. Oh, your pup. Morgan, because I'm wobbling while I'm walking, I couldn't read the screen and I thought you said you and your pop. And I was like, oh, I hope you didn't play him the dildos episode. Oh, cute. Have you played the one about dogs to your pup yet? Speaking of pups, here's this beautiful puppy again. It's gorgeous. It's sort of like a kind of looks like a cross between a Cav Spaniel and a something. What sort of dog is that? English Springer. Thank you. I was like, it's kind of a bit like a giant Cavalier Spaniel. It's beautiful. Lady Peg says that's a bummer, the toilet and kitchen sink are gurgling to where they can't flush it. Oh no, I hope you've got some buckets of water though, they're handy. If you can't flush, to just pour a bucket, quite often that'll just move things a little bit. I look like a mermaid. Thank you, Andrew. You're an interesting dude. You go from saying, why do you wobble? And now I look like a mermaid. Well, I'm happy I look like a mermaid. I don't have a tail though. I've got patent pantaloons on, but no tail. Now your side gates. God, it sounds like you're having a terrible time, Lady Pegasus. Go and batten down the hatches. Isn't it crazy, you know, like mainland Australia just got absolutely, not just brutalised, but terrorised by insane firestorms. And now these hardcore floods and hailstorms. My uncle and auntie here in Canberra, where they've just been dealing with insane fires in the last week, had a massive hailstorm, and they're assessing a bit of damage this morning. It's just crazy. I mean, I've got to say, Tassie, fingers crossed, touch wood, we've actually come out of this summer relatively unscathed, which is amazing, and I'm so grateful because we had some massive fires here a few years ago, and the whole island is just a tinderbox. Like it'd just go up if a fire got out of hand. Yeah, Mother Nature, she's been like full on PMTing for the entire Australian summer, that's for sure. Mind you, some of the bushfires on the mainland were lit by, you know, horrible people who I think should be charged with murder. If someone dies defending a fire that's deliberately lit, I think they should be charged with murder, or at least manslaughter. Not to mention all the animals that lost their lives, like an insane amount of animals lost their lives. Andrew, it's crazy. I should be in bed and you're walking on the sea. I know the time zone thing freaks a lot of people out. It is kind of odd. And like I belong in a little group online, and I always point out to them, you know, that I'm in the future, because they'll all be like, have a nice Friday night. And I'm like, oh, it's Saturday morning here. Oh, there's cute puppies playing here. Look at that little one. It's like Flufferbutt. And this one's very pretty. You're very pretty. It'd be weird. I guess it's kind of weird too, Andrew, when we're like, I find it's weird if I go onto a YouTube channel and it's, you know, a Friday or Saturday night and they're in full swing and like, yeehaw, and it's, you know, 10 a.m. my time, and I'm sitting there drinking coffee and going, oh, I can't really deal with this shit. Like I did a live for Halloween and it was daylight when I did it. You know, just weird stuff like that. Andrew, please don't drive a car. Keep your world safe. Morgan watches too many Aussie channels. Very difficult on your sleep pattern. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I think for a while there, I was watching a lot of US channels like the Chris Watts sentencing. I set an alarm and got up at like 3 a.m. to watch it. And I've got up and watched... What else? There was something else that was more important than Chris Watts. I'll get up and watch quite a lot of things that I think are important at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, like Wimbledon finals, all that sort of stuff. But, where we don't drive a car, keep your world safe. Is that because you think I'll be a wobbly driver? Ruth Walton asks, it's terrible killing someone. I agree. Morgan, I watched Mel Mel's New Year's stream at 8 a.m. Yeah, see, bizarre, weird, isn't it? Bizarre and weird. Just me watches too many American channels. Her brain never knows where it is, really. Hi, Kim Smith, how are you? I've got one of your daughter's scrunchies in right as we walk along the beach. I've got the... I can't remember if I've got the yellow one or the pastel-y coloured ones. I love them. I wear them every day. I did buy a couple of emergency scrunchies, and they're just nowhere near as good as your daughter's. The fabric your daughter uses is just amazing, and I tried to find really soft ones and they still don't quite work, and they were emergency in that I bought them last minute because I wanted to wear one, and unfortunately the 3 that I've got, I gave Laura one that probably would have worked, my friend Laura, but yeah, none of them matched what I was wearing, and I just happened to be in a cafe that's got a little gift shop to the side of it with a lot of handmade things in it. And I was like, have you got any scrunchies? And the guy was like, we sure do. And so I bought one as an emergency. I bought 2 as an emergency, but they're nowhere near as nice. Tennis, says Ruth. You like tennis, or it scares you, or... Lady Pegasus, back after closing the gates for the 3rd time today, looking like they'll have to replace her insurance. Oh, shit. You poor thing. Oh, you've got your beautiful granddaughter this weekend. I know how beautiful your granddaughter is because I checked her out on your daughter's Facebook page when I got added to that. Beautiful family, your whole family, Kim. All stunning. Lady Pegasus, the winds are so strong it's lifting up the drop bolt from the bottom. Oh no, shit. Yeah, no, please pass it on. And I do need to order some more. I felt like such a... I felt like I was cheating on your daughter with someone else's scrunchies. But I'm sure she'll understand. If you need a scrunchie, you need a scrunchie, right? And I was supporting a local girl who makes them, but the fabrics just were nowhere near as soft. And yeah, I wore one for that day, and then I think I was actually going to a funeral. But I wore one of your daughter's scrunchies to a funeral the other day too. Fucking funerals. I went to a funeral on... What day was I at another funeral? Tuesday. Tennis is an evil game. What, because you've got to wake up in the middle of the night to watch finals? Or... Andrew, oh, hang on. If my grandfather was a pirate, I could have been walking on the beach with you. Well, you could have, Andrew. Oh, I mean, you still are, though. It's kind of cool we can do this. Now, here we've got Bazza. And look, Shazza's now coming over to do a bit of flirty ass jiggling at Bazza. Go, Shazza. Go and give him a little love bite. There's a lot of people on the beach and in the water. I'm trying to be discreet. I mean, Andrew, your grandfather didn't have to be a pirate. He could have just been a convict. Like the rest of us, you know. Clearly you're from honest stock. Unlike most Australians who are convict stock and bad news. But great fun at parties. Evil games is Ruth. I love tennis. Oh, it's suddenly got really windy here. You should be proud of your family, Kim, and I'm sure they're proud of you too. You've put great human beings on the planet. You take credit for your granddaughter being a great human being too. So yeah, the wind's picked up a little bit. We'll just come and have a plonk. Everyone's been very chatty and catching up with each other, which I always love. No one seems to have any woes. I think the most dramatic thing we've discussed was Laura's dog being doxxed, which was funny. There's still moments of silliness to be had in that community. I mean, I just don't invest in them as much as I used to, but occasionally, like the community page, is that what it's called? A lot of the community pages on people's channels, quite often that's a good place to go if you just want to see what's going on, and that's where I stumbled across the Flufferbutt saga. But I couldn't sit through like 4 or 5 hour lives of any YouTube creator for the sake of there being a good 10-minute section that's funny. But the funny stuff cracks me up. I mean, I'm actually a fan of a channel at the moment that a lot of people don't like, but I just think it's hilarious. And there's another creator that I watch who, again, a lot of people don't like, but he reminds me of some of my favourite American comedians, and I just think he's hilarious. And I like listening to those channels because they make me laugh. And I think with a lot of the people that don't like either of those channels don't know how to laugh at themselves, because if they did, they'd find it really funny. You know, they're people they're creators that are almost dependent on an audience that know how to laugh at themselves, because nobody else is going to like them. Other people are going to get offended on behalf of other people, and if you can laugh at yourself, those channels are great. And not that I've been in the firing line, and never will be of either of them. I mean, I'm a blip on YouTube, but yeah, I find them really funny, but they're kind of my little secret indulgences, because they seem to be pissing a lot of people off who don't know how to laugh at themselves. So I'm not going to go, oh, I think they're amazing. I mean, I might, I don't know. I think as soon as you say something positive about someone on YouTube that other people don't like, you've kind of put a target on your back, right? Anywho. It's the beauty of YouTube. We've all got choice. We can all go and watch stuff. And I know for a fact that a friend of mine doesn't like one of those channels that I think is really funny at all. And I kind of get why now, but I hadn't really seen that stuff. Well, actually, I don't even know for a fact. I don't. I'll rewind. I don't. I thought we might have had a conversation, and yeah, there was a bit of a, how could you possibly listen to that guy? He's such a creep and he's done all these horrible things. And I was like, well, I haven't seen any evidence of all the horrible things he's done, and I think he's really good at what he does, and he makes me laugh. So I'm watching him, and then I kind of got the, how could you watch him knowing this stuff? And I'm like, but I don't know that stuff, and I'm not listening to half a dozen gossipy YouTube channels and taking what they're saying about him as being evidence. Andrew, yeah, for sure, and definitely come to Tassie, because, well, as you can see, we've got this amazing, pristine, clean, underpopulated island. Like, Tasmania's the same size as England, and we've only got 500,000 people here, just to give you some perspective, Andrew. Like, it's crazy. You think of how many people are in London alone, let alone England in total, and we've only got 500,000 here. Well, to be fair, you did discuss woe. Discussed woe? That's not meant to be a negative, though. Poor woe. Beaches are beautiful, but are very lonely. You think? I always feel very connected at the beach, and both of my parents are dead, and I spend a lot of time on the beach thinking about them and walking with them, and I like taking you guys for strolls with me too. But I know what you're saying, Andrew, but I mean, it's weird for me. This is like a beach to me. It's community and people, and when I go for my early morning walks before work, I've said hello to 20 happy people before 8 a.m. and I just think that's gorgeous, you know, like, I didn't used to have that experience. I'd basically be at home, get ready, head to work, and then encounter 200 grumpy people on my way to work. So, but I know what you're saying. And sometimes, I suppose people don't want to be lonely, but, you know, sometimes people want to be alone, and the beach is a good place for that too, when you need it. It's a good place just to come and think. Oh, woes, walking on the beach. I did mention woe. Yes, I think I've got woe stuck in my head now. Morgan's never seen a gull twerking before. Did you see the one the other day that was doing the shuffling that they do? Lady Pegasus, the lake one street back from me is flooded, covering the road. Your street will get flooded. Oh, look, hang in there, Lady Pegasus, and keep us posted, because we'll all be worried shitless about you. So, hard to discuss woes walking on the beach. That's true, Morgan, although, you know, I feel like if people have got things they want to chat about that are hardcore, they can as well. Yeah, just me. Flufferbutt was doxed. Poor Flufferbutt. That whole thing did make me laugh. Ruth loves being alone on an empty beach. Me too. Very peaceful at the beach, Andrew. People are really friendly. Your city has a higher population than Tasmania. Oh yeah, gotcha. Shitloads of cities do. I mean, the capital city here, Hobart, just went over 250,000. Hello, beautiful. Hi. Went over 250,000 in the last couple of years. And yeah, the whole island, just over 500,000 total, with the same amount of land. And well, shit, I just realised I was focusing in on that little surfing family. Sometimes the thing wobbles too, Andrew, because you know, like I was just patting a dog. Well, the sun's going to come out at some point. Like I'm feeling it. There's a few little patches of blue sky. It probably does look a bit like London, but honestly, being an island, the grey clouds, the cloudy sky doesn't hang around for long. It's a small island. Things blow over. There will be some sunshine. I mean, I can feel the sun on the back of my neck at the moment. Just me. I'll need to look at the Flufferbutt saga. Yeah, you have to, because Marianne, well, hello Starlight, said she thought he was annoying in somebody's live, and then Laura's chat, as always, grabbed onto it and had fun with it, and, you know, said Flufferbutt's got to go legal. And then Laura put something on her community page about Flufferbutt getting legal advice from another dog, like a dog that's dressed in a suit. I didn't pay that much attention to that bit, but I just, the Flufferbutt's going legal thing cracked me up for some reason. And, you know, I think even like Hello Starlight would probably secretly be amused by that too, because she sort of created an opportunity for some fun. I hope so. I like to think that feuding creators behind the scenes occasionally go, actually, I'd pay that. It's a shame they don't do it publicly. But that's a very Aussie thing, isn't it? You know, like if you're in a fight with a friend or something and they come out with a really good one-liner and break the ice, you both end up bursting out laughing and hugging and you just get on with it, right? So it'd be lovely if these little moments of humour actually brought everyone back together, or at least got everyone just to shake hands and move on. But yeah, poor little Winston's going legal. Andrew could write books here until he died. Couldn't live without the internet. Well, I'm on the internet right now, Griever. What do you think I'm broadcasting on? We've got computers and the internet in Tasmania, despite rumours that the mainlanders have spread. We do have clothes as well. We've got the internet. We've got 5G, man. And I'm you know, 40 minutes out of Hobart, and where I live, we're on 5G, and it's 5G plus, I think, or 5 plus G, whichever way it goes. On my little icon, I can't see it right now. At the moment, broadcasting from the beach, I'm on 4G, but up at my house, I'm on 5. At least the dog looks happy. Are you a bit sad today, Andrew? Everyone down here is happy. It's a very happy beach. See, Morgan doesn't even have 5G. Where are we? Back. Is this why he needed counselling? Flufferbutt? Probably. Is Flufferbutt getting counselling? Yes, probably. It's been an ongoing joke for a few days. Poor Fluffer. Yeah, he was called annoying by Hello Starlight, and he got doxed. She gave his full name. It's all a joke, of course. Like Laura's reaction to it's all very tongue in cheek, and she's having fun with it, and so are her subs and everything. But you know, I just think stuff like that. Everyone should just lay down their weapons and just fucking laugh and hug. Because that's it. What surprises me too is that I think people like Laura and Hello Starlight, with their feud, they're both actually really funny people when they're being funny. And there's not a lot of really funny people on YouTube. Present company included in the funny people, of course. But, yeah, I don't know, with friends and family, if we end up having an argument, which is pretty rare, but if we did, if one of us cracks a one-liner that makes the other one burst out laughing, that's usually the end of the fight. Everyone just hugs and makes up and moves on. I'm such an idealistic person. I love to picture that happening on YouTube with some of these creators. I don't think it will. But to me, I'm like, there's an opportunity to just at least have a laugh together. Because that's the thing, I think the drama thing, why I left it, why I wasn't even really in it, but why I stopped watching it was because there wasn't any budging happening from anywhere. Like, everyone's still sort of so strong in their positions. And it's so gorgeous to watch someone go, actually, look, you know, I'm sick of it, I've been a dickhead, I'm sorry, that made me laugh, hug and make up, move on. I mean, even they don't even have to do it to that extent, but, you know, even just agreeing to disagree. But the fact that it didn't move forward, it's like, I just can't be bothered listening to this same shit over and over again. And when you've got an opportunity to just have a good fucking laugh, go for it. My modem has both 4G, which can be used on multiple devices. 5G can only be used on one. Well, that's interesting. So I have 5G on everything at home. But I've also got 5G, and then I've got 5G plus or 5 plus G. I don't know what it's called. Like, it's and that one isn't as reliable as the 5G, but it's pretty good. And I think that one is only one device, but the 5G I've got on everything in my house. But right now I'm actually on phone reception. I'm not on data. I'm sorry, I'm using data. I'm not connected. I'm not walking along the beach with a modem in my back pocket. Them bathers are brave. Watch out for sharks. We don't get sharks down here, or rarely. There was a white pointer rumour. There was a white pointer at a beach south of Hobart, which is south of where I am. But all of those stories got taken off the interwebs really quickly, so I think it was fake news. Someone was fatally eaten by a great white shark up the east coast of Tassie a few years ago, but it's kind of rare. Like, weirdly, down at the end of this beach at Carlton River, that's actually a baby shark nursery, but they're gummy sharks. They don't have teeth. They don't really do much at all. They're just good for eating. But yeah, no, there's the water here. It's not really warm enough for it is warm enough for great white sharks in summer, but there's a shark attack in Tasmania is very rare compared to mainland Australia. Kim, I really like Hello Starlight. Oh look, I loved Hello Starlight. I love Hello Starlight a long time ago when she was funny. I think anyone that ends up going down the drama stuff, it's not that my feelings change to them. I just can't be bothered. I don't need it. Don't want it. It's not that interesting. It's not that good. Like, some of these people are so creative, they could actually write a really gripping soap opera that I would probably follow religiously. But, Kim, I'm a bit like you. I hate the word hate. And I don't really dislike anyone until they do something to me or someone I care about. One day I came running down here in the afternoon because there were some whales, and Hello Starlight loves whales, and she actually joined in, and she was one of the first people that started watching my channel when I first started having a channel on YouTube. In fact, most of my OGs are no longer watching me, but you know, I was connected to one person for a while on YouTube, and I probably got tarred with the same brush for that, so some people fell by the wayside, and I've certainly been more proactive and visual in channels that entertain me, and quite often they're controversial channels that people don't necessarily like, and they probably see me having fun in there and just go, oh, fuck her, she likes so-and-so, and they write me off. But any channel I go into, I try to have fun. But I only go into channels now, comment in channels where I think there's going to be fun to be had. And then if it turns into, you know, the drama stuff, I just switch off. there's so many other things to do. My little Google Nest Mini plays some amazing music. I'm getting more into that now. I'm getting back into having music blaring all day rather than YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I'll listen to YouTube all day if someone's just chatting and having fun and so on, but the screaming, there's a lot of screaming on YouTube. Like a lot of screaming banshee stuff, a lot of women screaming. I mean, I've heard some men screaming too, but more women than men. Don't like the screaming. Raising your voice doesn't make people pay attention. It puts people off listening. That's my view on that shit. Alright, groovers. Yeah, we have beautiful sunsets and sunrises, Andrew, and there's quite a few, I think, videos on my channel if you want to subscribe and check them out of various times of the day down here. I don't just do beach walks and talks, I do all kinds of stuff. I've also got a little podcast channel, which is kind of cool. Yeah, the ones that won't compromise. I'm the same, Kim. I mean, it's still, I'm trying to think. I'm not following many channels now at all. Some of them I follow just because I find them entertaining. Sometimes, but Lady Pegasus doesn't understand all the swatting. It's scary. I agree, someone will get killed over it. It's weird too. Like, can you imagine in Australia, the cops would rock up and go, "Hey guys, we had a call about you. What's going on?" Be like, "Nothing. You good? Yeah, we're right. Cool. See you later." If they even actually rocked up, they'd probably call first and say, "Just had a report. What's going on?" "Nothing. I'm watching Netflix." Okay, cool. I mean, Australians wouldn't even think to do it. We're raised to understand how precious those sorts of resources and services are and how overworked they are. Like, I wouldn't dare waste a cop's time when they could potentially be, "Oh, the sun's coming out, Andrew, look. It's not London anymore. It's Australia again." Yeah, I don't get it. It's horrible. But the cops in Australia, or I don't think any Australian would dare waste their time when they could be doing their jobs and looking out for people who actually need help. But even if someone in Australia did do it, or if someone from America rang an Australian police station, they'd be like, "Sorry, somebody on YouTube? Nah, fuck off." You know, like, it's kind of, yeah, it's just an unfamiliar thing, I think. I wonder how you land up on an island at the end of the earth. I'm amazed. Yeah, it's just lucky my ancestors were convicts that were sent to Tasmania. That's how I ended up on this island. And I'm fucking glad I did. Morgan's been steering back towards audiobooks and podcasts, especially the Smooth Criminal podcast, right? That dog looks happy. All the dogs down here are happy, Andrew. They're beach dogs. Yeah, a bit of blue sky, and the sun was out momentarily, but I'm going to head up the hill. I've got to turn my phone off, do not disturb, because my friend who's helping me get my camper van ready for sale is probably trying to call me and can't. Mind you, they had a big night last night, so they may not be out of bed yet. I'm going to make some lunch and go and do some... Oh, I've got to go and clean the mattresses. They're down under the house. I've got to pull them out of under the house and just give them a bit of a dusting. And then I was going to drive to a local shopping, not centre, but park, Cambridge Park. It's so like large. It's not a DFO either. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but near me. Some big shops. Go there and see if I can find a cheap little throw rug. I want to put a throw rug over the mattresses so they look less grotty than they are. They're clean, but they're just old. I had some beautiful new mattresses made for the van, but I'm keeping them because they cost $1,000 and they're an instant spare bed on the floor if I need it, but also down the track when I get another van, which I will, they will be a perfect addition. Or even to put them out on the deck, you can make like a little couch out of them by putting one on the ground and then one up like along the back of it, like a little, and they're quite comfy too. Or just even lie on the deck. Nice. by Gidget. I'll let you know how we go with the sale of Gidget. I'll probably I think when I go away in vans for the next few years, I'll probably just hire one because they're cheap to hire, and they're good to go, and they're reliable. I might just hire them, and then we'll look at getting another van down the track. Andrew feels like shopping now to feel happy. Oh, Andrew, I don't know why you're finding this depressing. This is like everyone on the beach. This family, this father with his boys are having a ball. There's a surf carnival up the end. There's so many people walking their dogs. There's a guy here with his 2 daughters and a dog that's having a ball in the surf. There's surfers down there. You think you could get drunk on that beach? They do have some cool bonfires down here. Thanks, Lady Pegasus. You stay safe, definitely, and let us know. Keep us, do the little check-in on Facebook when it happens, if it does happen for your area. So at least I don't worry all day and night that you're, off the grid. It's a good beach to get drunk on, Andrew, for sure. So, yeah, like Lady Pegasus says, take care, everyone. Stay safe and stay groovy, and have a gorgeous, just getting the camera away from these little girls who are laughing and smiling and having fun. Hey, stop running in front of me. They want to be on social media. I'm trying to show their dad that I'm not filming them. See, Ruth feels peaceful and rested walking with you. Thanks, Ruth. I feel peaceful and rested walking with you too. Stay groovy, everyone. And yeah, have a really good Saturday night or Sunday, wherever you're doing. And I've really got to work on a sign-off. Bye, everyone. Stay groovy. Bye.